So my people, Gunna's literally just released a new album, the last one. I've been bumping it all week, I can't lie. It's moving very, very cold. But in saying that, he's on his album run, and in those album runs is a perfect time to promote your album, to talk about why you've created it, so on and so forth. So I'm very intrigued to see what he's actually going to say in this interview that I have here for you guys. So this is an interview with him and will.i.am. will.i.am is a legend, as we all know. I actually saw will.i.am when I was in Soho House a couple months ago. Like, I was literally eating, I turn around and I hear one American guy. I'm thinking, who the hell was that just speaking in my ear? If he knows will.i.am, it's crazy. But proper humble guy, proper down-to-earth guy, even though he's uber successful. In saying that, he's interviewing Gunna and he's talking about, the new music, the creative process, and also about making hits. So I'm very intrigued to learn directly from the source of two legends, one being an old school legend and one being a current legend. Let's hear it, man.
Welcome, Gunna, to the visionary stage. Yo, bro, thank you so much
Gunna,
for rocking with us and making time out of your day, because you rarely do interviews.
I probably wouldn't have did it if it wasn't you.
Yeah, it means a lot, bro. With all the trap artists and the depth of the scene, what do you think it was about you that, made you rise to the top?
I always believed that I would, achieve and be an artist, and to not even know like what level, but I just knew like, hey, I'm gonna be a rapper, I'm gonna do music, and I believed it. So I feel just being like a real firm believer first,
Yeah. I remember like in 2000, we was on tour opening up for Outkast. They thought I was weird. I'm looking at Andre like, that nigga's weird. And Atlanta there's a lot of folks that are just free with themselves. I see that with you. You don't feel like a duplicate. How do you keep your originality?
It start with being me first. Like as a kid, I always liked to dress, like put on clothes. That was me. I always just wanted to just do something different and add my little flavor on it and add my little 2 cents to it.
I definitely hear it, man, because when you look at Gunna's career, you can see that he's always tried to do something different. Of course, the music, you can say he was inspired by people like Young Thug, so on and so forth, and he's always had that type of Atlanta, flow. And funny enough, he's an artist that's actually gotten better with time. There's a lot of artists that when it's their first or second album, it's always a great album. All of a sudden, they fall off. But with Gunna, it's like he keeps on getting better and better and better. Like the last project he did, oh my days, the one with F You Mean on it, crazy. This project is crazy as well. I'm obviously digesting it a bit. But in saying that, like, he's always been someone different. You've seen it from, for example, his dress sense. You've seen it from him trying out different styles of, how he's appearing, in terms of his brand or in terms of his music, so on and so forth. So I really, really mess with that. And I feel as if as artists, you need to make sure that your brand is true to who you are. If you're not someone that inherently before the music wasn't necessarily like maybe a fashion type of person, then I would say you can grow into it. But at first, you need to find the thing that's actually natural to you. And that's going to be the thing that people are going to naturally buy into. Once the money, once the fame, all these type of things come into play, then of course you can now start thinking about, okay, cool, let me update my wardrobe, let me do this, let me do that. But in the initial stages, it's always good to kind of just stick true to who you are. It just so happened to be that Gunna was someone that was already fashionable. He knew how to dress up and things like that as well. And outside of that as well, the guy's looking very, very healthy, man. I remember like before he went to jail, bro was on the puffier side, looking like, for example, me, you can even see I'm bloated right now, it's so peak. But ever since then, even I don't even know why, but I have him on Snapchat, like them stories from like celebrities and stuff like that. I don't pretty know ones, but when I see Gunna, he's always in the gym. He's eating healthy on like some sort of meal prep or meal plan, and he's locked in. Like I've never seen this guy as locked in as he is right now. So it just shows that he's an artist that's been able to evolve and actually show us in real time that you don't actually have to fall off if you don't want to. If you stay locked in, if you stay, evolving your brand, so on and so forth. So I really respect Gunna for that, man.
That's what made it mine. Like that's what made it. Okay, this Gunna's. When I put my touch on it, whatever it could be, because nothing's really new nowadays, and I feel like that. But like you can always do something and make it your way, and that's what I've been doing.
For me, when I started, A Tribe Called Quest is like my everything. So I'm like a descendant of Tribe Called Quest. A lot of us, Common is a descendant of Tribe Called Quest. But who are you a descendant of in the Atlanta trap scene?
I'm a descendant of the south side of Atlanta, like College Park, when I was a kid, just growing up there, like, I got a lot of jewels and a lot of, like, swag from there. The whole Atlanta culture, more or less, I grew up down south, down to the Outcasts. It's like, that's, in the Tips, it was like, that's kind of what molded me, just listening to Atlanta OGs. Even when I branched out and grew older and started moving around Atlanta, it's just stuck with me, some of my same old traits. I feel like.
You see, one thing you said there is so key. At the current moment, where in the past few weeks we've been having the whole UK versus US war, I guess, is a grind battle, whatever it is. And I kind of find it funny because speaking in the UK, the US, they're our father, do you know what I mean? Without the US creating something like hip hop, we wouldn't have all these subgenres that we have right now, such as, for example, grime, then eventually evolving into things like, even drill, the UK rap scene, so on and so forth. So in terms of paying homage and paying respect, it would appear as if though in the UK, we don't necessarily have that integrity, in my opinion. It's a case where, for example, all the OGs, right, they always saying, like the new school guys, we're not respectful to them. We don't pay them homage. We don't even understand like the whole UK culture and how the history played part and this and that. But then again, when us as the younger generation are seeing what they're doing and they're obviously sending shots here, or they're not really being as organized or as patterned, or didn't show signs of paying homage to other people, you can't necessarily expect other people to now do it for you. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not monkey see, or it's not monkey say I do, it's monkey see, monkey do. Do you get what I'm saying? So one thing I always rate with American artists is that they're able to actually understand the history, number one. They're able also to pay homage to the right type of people. Do you know what I mean? And they feel no way about paying homage as well, which is very, very important. So I'll definitely say for us in the new generation, pay homage. Like, don't listen to what obviously the older lot have done and the fact that maybe them lot were not necessarily the greatest role models in terms of this attribute specifically, the paying homage aspect. But in saying that, maybe we can change it. Do you know what I mean? That's the reason why I rate when Central C did on his album, I think it was a 23 album, when it said he wouldn't have been here without the likes of like Gigs, Skepta, Huss, DBE, Chip. He started naming all sorts of things and paying home. And there's a reason as to why now, when it got to a point where he was literally about to, get to the next level, everyone that he paid homage to actually pushed him. Do you know what I mean? They pushed him because they saw that, okay, this guy, he can't be stopped. And he's also respectful and he's chill. Central C was literally just at Skepta Fest. Let me show you guys. Like, you guys can literally see this is Skepta.
Yes, brother. Big up, man.
You know what I mean? I'm on Tyrant MC's YouTube channel, by the way. So you can see like, hey, that's my boy, Shout out to you, bro. Oh my day, that's actually my boy. That's Sam Ham. Funny enough, like I went same secondary school as both of them, innit? So I know them personally, which is so crazy. But yeah. But in saying that, like, you can see that, look, this guy, he's not going anywhere because he understands the role that he's in. He also understands how to pay homage to the next generation, the previous generation, and also the next generation, sorry. Do you get what I'm saying? It's an art that Drake also mastered, I'll definitely say. He was able to understand the history, pay homage to all the people that came behind him, like the Little Waynes and so on and so forth when there was a time. And then by the time he actually got to the top, if he wanted to now turn around and say F you, like he did to say someone like Kanye or all these type of people, technically speaking, he can. I'm not saying you guys should be fake. I'm not saying that you should switch up either, but understand the game you're in and play the game up until a point where you have some sort of leverage.
But like this, I'm just more of a, always gonna be at the center of the South Side, always.
You the only one that do music in your family?
Yeah.
Did you have to convince your family to believe in this path, or did you get pushback from people that you cared about initially?
Nah, I didn't. I'm blessed, man. My mom, she supported me. Now, she did always say, like, I support you with everything you want to do, but you need to have a backup plan, so you need to have something to fall back on if they don't work. My dad, too, it was always, like, support. Fast forward, like, now, my mom would say, like, man, I'm so glad you just didn't listen to me. Like, like with that one thing, you know what I mean? I'm glad you just stayed on course of like what you wanted.
Okay, he's bloody rich now.
Shout out to your moms. Thank you for supporting this dude.
So, man.
Yeah. How would you describe this era of your life, both personally and creatively?
I would say alignment, because I'm like aligned with like everything creatively that's personally going on in my life. Like when I'm making music, it's all been like what's current with me and what's happening with me. And I feel like that's how it's aligned.
Because your creativity merges music with technology and visuals. Like, how do you describe fashion and the sound and vision with your work?
Oh, they mesh. They mesh. They go together. Sometimes I feel like if I don't give you the music with like a vision to it or something to go with it, you won't feel it all the way. So they mesh together. When I say like they just go together when you put sound and vision together.
You fuck with AI?
I fuck with it, but I'm not hands on. Like I'm slowly dipping into it. I'm not against it, and I'm for sure gonna tap into it. But I'm taking my time.
You got to tap in deep real soon, because like this next 5 years, it's going to be so transformational. You compete with humans right now. 2030, it ain't just niggas. It's going to be full-on AI artists that produce it, write it, dancing in the videos, rapping in the video. Like, yo.
I gotta sign me an AI artist fast.
Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, I'm in the AI space, and what I've realized is that we are, you know how they always say the future, we're gonna have like flying cars and we're gonna do this and do that and all the things we see in the movies, right? We don't have flying cars yet. Do you know what I mean? We don't have things like teleportation, etc. yet. But what we do have is AI. And the thing is, AI from 2020 of them, like for example, OpenAI giving us, I know this is a music conversation, stuff like that. But OpenAI gave us ChatGPT for the first time. I remember like, even when ChatGPT was like, I think it was like dark greenish or something like that. It was like some weird color. And it was just so primitive. Do you know what I'm saying? It's too primitive. 5 years later, we now have GPT-5 and we're able to literally, like I said, I can literally run a one-man business. By the time this channel blows up, God willing, I'm probably only going to have like maybe 2 or 3 people on my team. Obviously myself, I got my editor, and then maybe just someone in the background just facilitating any ad hoc type of things, right? But I've seen people right now run successful channels literally just by themselves because they can leverage AI. The AI will search the topics for them. The AI will create the content for them. The AI will help them with the editing, so on and so forth, which is so crazy. So it's always good to stay ahead of the curve. I'm not saying do what like Timberland did. Again, shout out to Timberland, he's a legend. But do what Timberland did and then lean so much into AI where you're now reproducing people's things and stuff. I don't necessarily agree with that. But if you're able to lean into AI and leverage it and still stay original and so on and so forth, then bro, why not? Do you know what I mean? But other than that, guys, like I said, I'm trying not to make these videos too long. I'm giving you guys daily uploads. So make sure to share this with a friend, man. Make sure to also go to UpRocks and actually check for this interview as well. It's very insightful. And outside of that, make sure to comment anything else you guys want me to either react to. I'm also thinking of doing you could say a music type where I'll actually start talking about the music business, right? So I'll start touching on 1 or 2 things. I'll bring like excerpts, what's happened in the past, so on and so forth, explain it as simply as I can. So if you guys are interested in that, then comment below business and then we'll just take it from there. But thank you guys so much for looking at me. I really appreciate it, my guys.